Bong, 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 bong. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is raydolan coming to you with the Shout Out Show, coming directly from Granard. Yes, and in a few minutes we're going to hear the bells of Granard at their 12 o'clock. And we're not exactly on 12, but we're a little bit early because there's a bit of a spin down. But we are here with a great friend who is going to explain to us this fantastic centre that we are going to highlight today. And you never know, we might do a little more videos after if we go in, if we get permission. It's called the Knights of Conquest and it's the Heritage Centre, and this is one absolute magnificent gem in County Longford because we're just a little bit over the border. But I feel very comfortable here because my mother was from Edgeworthstown, so I'm in my land. So look guys, it's great to know that you're all watching in. I don't know which screen to look at, but it's all different today because we're back in the blue van. The roof is just covered slightly with from Mullingar, in Mullingar. It looks a little bit different, but it's good to be back in the bus and it's ready to roll. Okay, so let's start off with a gentleman who came in last week, David Collins. And David is originally born, bred and reared in Mullingar, from Mullingar and from Mullingar in Mullingar, but living in Australia. And he would like a big shout out to the Conlon family in Topic newspaper in Mount Street of Mullingar. So a big shout out to you. You're in Victoria, and thanks a million for sending that message in. We didn't get to say your message last week, but anyone who is leaving messages, we just look through them later on and we'll do them the next day. So it was Friday and we take Saturday and Sunday off of the shout out show. So we are doing that request for you today, Victor. So feel free to share it with all your friends in Australia, down under. But as I said, we're in Granard and a great story coming up for you. We'd like to thank once again our sponsors, Slevens Coaches, who have been very good to us for the last 2 days while our blue bus was in the hospital. It's back working again and it's up and running, so we'd like a big shout out to all our friends in Sleven Coaches. The number is 044 937 2777 and that's info@slevenscoaches.com. So if you want to lift anywhere, the boys will look after you, whether it's 10 people, whether it's 1.5 people, they will be able to bring you, or 53. There's buses for every size and shape. So a big shout out to our big friends, all our friends who have birthdays today. And there's Anne McNeilis, who's in Mullingar, originally from Donegal, and we're wishing you a happy birthday. We have Denise McDermott Craig, and she's in Clonard, and a big shout out to you. It actually sounds like a phone. There it is. It's coming in from Granard, the top of the hill. Can you hear Michael Collins doing his speech? Maybe he done at 12, I'm not too sure. But carrying on, we have Tina Mangan, and she's in Mullingar. Happy birthday to you. We have Lisa Burke, and in Mount Mellick we have Emma O'Reilly, who's in Longford. We're actually in your county, girl. And Sandra, they've upped it again. There's another, and then the Sandra Carter, who's in Newtown Forbes. Happy birthday to you. And we have our friends looking in from Collinstown. That's Johnny Brown. Johnny, you're 60 today. Well done, Johnny. As I say, if you thought you lived that long, you would have looked after yourself much better. That's what Joe used to say. You remember that one. Anyway, Johnny, we are delighted that you're 60 today, and everyone in Collinstown wishes you a happy birthday. We have Aileen Green, who's in Mullingar, and a big happy birthday to you. And Liz O'Dwyer, who's in Enniscorthy, nearly at 12. What we want to do is, and we didn't do on Friday, was a big shout out to all our guests who were on last week, and we had so many of them. We got an invite down to Galway to highlight the Hot Works, their 24-hour infrared fitness studio, and it's a whole brand new concept. It has never been in Europe yet. It's just arrived into Europe. It's in Galway, and it's just literally going to start from Galway and cross the whole way across Europe. It is massive in the USA, and we'd like to thank all our friends in Hot, WORX. That's how it's spelled. So check them out on the internet if you want to get involved, or if you are interested in starting your own business. I think it's a franchise, so if anyone wants to get involved there. A big shout out as well to Chris Lockery, who released his song with us. That's the Times is the name of it, COVID-19. And thanks for releasing that on this bus. Yes, the blue bus. Greg Traynor released his few characters. He definitely released them all right. Awesome Axel and Malachi Maguire. 2 different characters that he's just made up over the last few months. So that's what's keeping him busy. And then he sang for us a song for Joe. So we really appreciate that. And not forgetting our special guest, another gentleman. That's Mac Dara Powell. And he is on the streets of Mullingar looking after the traffic. So if you see him on the streets, just say, how are you? How's it going? And he'll look after you. He'll look after you. Just don't be bowled with your cars. Anyway, we're going to carry on here. We have a gentleman who invited us down here, and we really appreciate the invite. He is a historian in his own right. He does tours. He's very, very passionate about the Midlands, like ourselves, and is always doing a great job. Started off in where we met was in Belvedere. So I'm going to introduce him. You mightn't know him, or you mightn't even see him because he's all wrapped up here. I'm very big in that one. So look, we're going to change around. We're going to change around our cameras. His name is Mr. Bartle Darcy. And Mr. Bartle Darcy, you are all known to have an idea who you are because you're wearing all this chainmail, and you got your own sword. Turn that. Wow. So, okay, get this back here. Yes. Okay, come on, camera. Yes. Hello, Bartle.
Hello, Ray. How are you? And thank you very much for coming to Granard. And we're here at the Norman exhibition in Knights and Conquests, and that's why today I'm wearing chainmail. It's not because I find you dangerous, but I just have to wear it. Although Granard comes from the old Irish, it means the high sun. So it would have been an old site here, and then our Farrells took it over in the Iron Age, and then Rister de Chute came here in 1199 and built on the moat right beside us. And if you're familiar with Robin Hood, yeah. King John came here too, the wicked King John. And he stayed here on the moat, and then he brought Richard over to Athlone to look at his castle he was building, which wasn't a good idea, because he had too close of a look, and the tower fell on him, and he was killed stone dead.
Go away. That's a bit of a joke, is it?
No, that's actually true.
Tell me, we are here in this magnificent interpretive centre. As I say, it's called the Knights Conquest. Where did this originate from? How did this begin? And how did you come from Belvedere to end up here, sir? Or start here?
Ray, there's a great story behind this, right? And it's a story of a community coming together. And the other day, I put on a post about how to build the pyramids, how to do Newgrange and stuff. Yeah. And it is about a community. So this was originally a Nama development that fell out during the Celtic Tiger. There's supposed to be 247 houses here, a doctor's surgery, a creche and a pharmacy. And the local community came here and bought it. And I started with them in 2013 when they'd just taken off and given a little bit of advice. And then I've just restarted with them now in January of this year. And we're going to be building a 15-acre Norman living history village on site here.
You're
and
joking.
This is going to be a game changer for the entire tourist industry in Ireland's hidden heartlands and the Midlands. This is going to be a destination venue.
This will be, you could say, this will be the gem in County Longford's heritage.
Well, yes, it'll work in tandem with Centre Parks, which is just down the road for us in Ballymahan, because we're on the main northern route going to Centre Parks. But this gives people something to do. And actually, since we reopened, we have our COVID safety charter from Fáilte Ireland in place here.
Excellent.
And since we reopened, we've been busier than before the pandemic because we do a staggered entry system online, which means that one family comes in and visits for an hour. So then you build up the trust with the customer.
Excellent. Now, it takes you about an hour to go through. I mean, we flew through it ourselves. I think the start of it, the video, is just, it really creates something in your mind. So what we have in the Midlands, we have a ton of history, but it's under the ground and it's very hard to interpret or to get into your minds. Now, we have Belvedere, we have the Hill of Ushnock, and we have great, great people that are showing and telling the story. You have the same here.
No, absolutely. And remember, as we talked earlier on, we're a small island. And when you live in an island, as I explained to my American guests in Dublin when we bring them over, that you live in an island, you live in the centre of the island, because then you can defend yourself. So all the cities are all invader cities. They're all Norse in origin. That's why they're all on rivers, to attack the centre of Ireland. That's why Ushnock is important, Lough Crew is important, Ford is important, all those areas right in the centre.
Are they important from all their different aspects of history, or did it all begin with the Normans? Like, this is only a part of it, really. The Normans are a whole different... Who were the Normans? Tell me.
Right, so the Normans, they get their name from Northman,
Okay.
the man from the north. And in the Gaelic language, we call them Lochlany, the men from the north. Originally, we had Norwegians in Ireland. Then they were replaced by the Danish. The Swedes went into Europe up the Danube. And the Danish largely went into Ingerland. And that's where you get the expression Ingerland from, is a Danish word. But sometimes when we tour with our Americans, they take a DNA check. And they're always quite sure that they're 100% Irish. And then it comes back 60% Scandinavian. And they go, what the hell was that? I was going, that means you are Irish.
Exactly, because Dolan is Norman.
Yes, it is.
You know, and I remember at school they were always trying to put it into Irish, but it's very hard to change the name Dolan into Irish, or Doolan, or Dovlan.
Yes.
You know, or Dovlan is black, you know, so...
It's the same way. It's the same with my surname. My name is Darcy.
Yeah.
D'-A-R-C-Y. Habitation name, just like yours, beginning with a D. It means that where you come from in Normandy, you brought the name of the village with you, right? So then when it's translated into Irish, my name is Partalan O'Dorca, the dark one. And you're always called the dark one when you're an invader. So it's nothing to do with the direct translation.
Wow.
But sometimes, as I said, with the Americans, with the DNA check, they ask me, have you ever done it? I said, I don't need to do it. I know where my name is.
Yeah.
It's on the Bayeux Tapestry. With the English call him William the Conqueror. His correct name, and pardon my French, is Guillaume de Batard.
Wow. You're wearing this this skull cap. What do you call this?
This is a nasal helmet.
Right.
So not to be confused with all the Viking helmets that you see in cartoons and in Dublin and in lots of different advertisement campaigns, where you have horns out of them. So the horns were to do with Wagner's opera, The Ride of the Valkyrie. They were stagecraft. So the most important thing in your face is your nose.
Yeah.
Because your nose is soft, it's got cartilage, and that's why the Norman sword here has got a pommel. And if you're the wrong way around in battle, you use the pommel to break the person's nose. And that's why you have a nose guard there, to protect the weakest part of your face.
Right. The sword is very, very important as well, because they prayed to the sword, did they?
Yes, no, absolutely. So this is one of the single most recognizable weapons in the world, right? So it's a Norman cavalry sword, single-handed, from a horse, not pointed, not for stabbing, for slashing, right? And then the pommel, as I said, breaks your nose. This is a cross hilt on the sword, because the Normans are Christianites. They've been on crusade in Jerusalem to free it from the infidel, so they pray to the sword in the sand morning and night. And then down here on the blade you have what's known as a fuller, and the fuller makes the blade easier to handle because it takes the weight out of it, but it's also known as a blood gutter. So when you stick it in somebody's stomach, the air doesn't trap your blade and the air escapes along the side. So everything is very finely crafted there. I'll show you later, Ray.
They were very fond of breaking each other's noses, because this shield here.
Yes.
What's that thing in
so
the centre there? Does that
right.
protect the ball game, or the?
Yes. No. Right.
All right.
This is a kite shield. A kite shield is a cavalry shield.
Okay.
And it's long to protect your leg against an arrow. And this is called the bolts. So you put your hand into the bolts and it's flush. And also, again, you're right, this is to break somebody's nose. So you attack with the shield. Everything's about the noses.
Well, my nose would got an awful hammer if I was on the field. But look, so when does it open? When are you open every day? What's the story?
We're open 7 days a week, right?
Take off the hat so people might know you.
I don't know if I want people to know me. I'm going to have a helmet here.
Anyway, you're open. You're open. When are you open?
We're open 7 days a week, and we do a staggered entry system, as I said, and it's on our website, www.knightsandconquests.ie, and we take care of everybody who comes there. And it's a great place to come inside. You've seen the exhibition yourself. You know what it's like on the inside.
I passed many times here, and I thought to myself, I looked at the map and I checked it out and I looked at all the information, and I have to say, I passed this loads of times and I wonder what it was. And then we drove up today and we seen the sign on the way into town, and then Granard is one main street and you're thinking, right, yeah, fair enough. And then I always notice that big moat up there. That moat is just... Originally, what was the moat up there?
Which the moat, as I said, Granard means high sun. So if you stand on that moat and you face due into the west, the sun is eaten by the landscape. And that's why the ancient people were here. Right? Then the Normans came here, replaced the O'Farrells, and used it as a place to protect the Pale, to keep the native Irish away from where they were, right? And then also on the moat, and I was up there this morning, right? In 1798, in the rebellion, the last battle was at Ballinammuck, not too far away from here in Longford.
Yeah.
But there also was a battle in Granard, right? And the English hung 150 rebels on that moat and left them hanging there. Then when they get tired of hanging them, they tied them up and put them on the high street, and they drove cattle over them. But again, we tell the story of those here, and also Kitty Kiernan and Michael Collins, that we might talk about in a minute. That told you and stuff. But again, lots of history all the way around here. And you should know your history. You can make up your own mind about your history, but you should know it first.
Well, look, we're going to wrap it up, but we're going to make, I think, a few videos as well. Bartle, thank you very much for coming on board the bus. The place is called the Knights and Conquest Heritage Center here in Granard. Is there a phone number, or do you remember a phone number? Does anyone remember a phone number anymore?
You find it online. I want to give a shout out to somebody if I could.
Please do, yeah.
Right, there is a big fan of Joe Dolan that I told him I was meeting you today.
Yeah.
And her name is Rebecca Johnston.
Right.
Right. And she loves him, and I told her I'd give her a shout out.
Okay, well, look, if Rebecca is there, do you know what? Well, Rebecca, how's it going? And as I said, we're doing it here. So, when God created a woman for me, he must have been in a beautiful mood. Oh me, oh my, you make me sigh, you're such a good looking woman. So look, girl, we might call down for tea. So this is raydolan on the bus with our shout out show coming to you. We're going to go on the road, so if anyone wants to come on board, give us a shout and tell us. We'll pull up our bus and we'll have a chat with you no matter where you are in Ireland. So this is raydolan once again with Bartle Darcy. We are at this magnificent Knights of Conquest Heritage Center, a brand new gem that's in locally, not too far from Mullingar as well. So this is going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to be literally a village here. So keep an eye on this place and come down and have a look. Right, God bless. Chat to you soon, folks, and thanks for looking in. Bye bye.